Hey guys, it's Joanne again, and this time I had a video request. Actually, somebody asked me a question about black inks, and I know this has been explained before, but sometimes I feel like not everybody subscribes to everybody, so some information may get lost, or you just don't, sometimes when people present information, you don't understand it. So I'm just going to go over this again. For people who don't know, if you do know about black inks, you may skip this video, and I do not mind, and that is okay. But I just wanted to go over basics of black inks and what I think about black inks. So this is all my opinion. This is what I use for my black inks, and I just wanted to go over this with you guys pretty quickly, hopefully. So in my stash, I have several black inks, and I use different ones for different reasons, or I'm a firm believer in the right tool for the right job. So if that means, you know, I don't want to use a screwdriver for something that needs a Phillips screwdriver, you know, as my husband would say, he would hate if I did that, I think. He's a firm believer in the right tool for the right job. So I think I get that from him, and I'm a tool junkie. So if I find a product that is specific for something, I will totally get it, and even though it'll save me money to just use what I have in my stash. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm talking too much. Let me get started on this. So these are the inks that I have in my stash. I have this basic black classic pad from Stampin' Up. This is the old style. I don't have the new raised felt, I think it is now. I don't have it. I used to be a demonstrator. I stopped demonstrating. I did it for a hobby, but I stopped doing it like maybe 2010, but I still have a lot of their inks, and I like them. I like the variety, and I don't have any big complaints on them. I still use this to like ink my edges with a sponge and etc. I also have Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is the one I use to stamp my Copic friendly images, and this is the one I reach for the most just because I have it handy. It's always in my stash. I have the Dewdrop size in my Copic bag with me, so that if I want to stamp images really quickly, I have it there too. So that's what I use for Copic images. And then I recently picked up this archival ink. I signed up for the Studio Calico, I think it's called Summer Stamp School, I think, and they were describing different kinds of inks. This is one I picked up. It's pretty large. I don't use it very often, but it does give a nice crisp black image. I don't recommend this for Copic coloring, but I do recommend it for sentiments. It does stay wet for a long time, so sometimes people use a heat embossing gun, or they just don't touch the area after they stamp, whereas the Memento and the Stampin' Up ones, they dry pretty quickly. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go through a coughing fit. Oh, excuse me. Finally, I got VersaFine. VersaFine is new to my stash. I got it after watching like a Jennifer Maguire video where she recommended using, I think, was it either this one or VersaFine to use for intricate images, because this provides or produces the most crisp of the blacks. So we shall see. I also have, and I'm not going to go over it, at least I don't think so, I have StazOn, and StazOn is a solvent ink. I like using this for like like a slick surface, like plastic or metal or anything like that, but it is hard to clean off of your stamps, and for that reason it bothers my OCD in me. I don't like dirty stamps. Not that I clean my stamps all the time after I stamp, but this leaves a permanent ink on your stamps unless you clean it well. I found that if you use Ultra Clean, it works really well. I think you can get this on Amazon. I didn't realize I had it in my stash. I had it in my cart, my Amazon shopping cart, and I was cleaning my stamping ink drawer, and I realized I had it all along. So yay for this, and yay for StazOn, because this is really good for a more permanent ink. So let me get started. I already made this like little grid, as you can see, and I'm going to show how things work differently. So this is Stampin' Up, Memento, Ranger Archival, and VersaFine. I have this one stamp from Stampin' Up It's one of my few ones that are more of a solid image. It's like a little apple. I think it's from the Tart and Tangy stamp set. I'm going to stamp first with the Stampin' Up! Pad. And my inks aren't, I think this one needs to be re-inked, and I don't know if I have a black re-inker. It might be super dry, but let's see. So that is the black from Stampin' Up! And as you can see, it's not the superest of the black. And it could be because my ink is dry. And I'm going to use the baby wipe to clean off my stamps in between use, or in between stamping. So my baby wipes are dry too. Good thing I have a newborn in the house. Actually, he's not a newborn anymore, but good thing I have a baby in the house. We always have wipes on hand. Which my husband likes to call appropriating. That's the big word of the day, appropriating. Next, I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black. And let's see how well this stamps. Which you can see is a more crisp black. Now, I just re-inked this pad like maybe a month ago, so it's not super juicy, but it's juicy enough. It's not that bad. I think it actually did pretty good. Let me zoom in while I stamp. Alright, next I'm going to use this Ranger one. And I do not like how it inked up the back, but that bothers me. Let's see how juicy this is. So, here we go. Not bad. The paper I'm using, the cardstock I'm using is Nina Solar White cardstock. I got it from my local Kelly Paper. I buy it by the ream, so I think I bought it for like 30 bucks for a ream of 250. I think it's 80-pound weight. Don't quote me on it. I believe it is 80. I think I've tried 120 or 110 pound, and it's too smooth for me. I like Copic paper that has more of a bite to it, and that's just personal preference. Next, I'm using VersaFine. As you can see, it's super glossy and shiny. And there we go. Which I think is more black than the archival one. Man, that's still juicy. Check that out. It's not easy to clean though. It's all in the... So what I'm going to do is... I have my little Stampin' Scrub from Stampin' Up. I'm just going to spray some on this. Alright, so in comparison to all, I believe that the VersaFine is super black. Ranger Archival has more of like a gray tint to it, but it does its job. So does the Memento, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't compare to any of them. It could also be because I have a dry ink pad, but I do like that. So let's see what it looks like with a sentiment. Something that is, I don't know if I have anything that is... Sorry guys, I'm looking for a sentiment that is really, let's see, that is really intricate, which I probably don't have. That's pretty good. Okay, this one is from PTI Paper Tray Ink. It is from the Signature Greetings set. And we're going to use Stampin' Up! First. which I believe is not, Stampin' Up! Inks aren't made for, I don't believe they're not made for photopolymer stamps. They don't stamp such a crisp image. So this is Stampin' Up!, which is not bad. Let me zoom in. So that is Stampin' Up! Wipe it down. Next I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black. And that one came out better. Okay, next I'm going to use the Ranger Archival ink. Which came out pretty sharp. And finally, I'm going to use VersaFine. I wish I had better lighting for this, but hopefully you guys can see. Really like that, even though it's kind of all messed up because I jammed the ink into the ink pad, or the stamp into the ink pad. So let's review. What do you guys think? So this is Stampin' Up! That is Memento Tuxedo Black. This is Ranger Archival. And this is VersaFine. I think for sentiments, I would go for the VersaFine. When I'm lazy, I'd probably use Memento Tuxedo Black, which is probably most of the time. And then I have Ranger Archival too. I just have to remind myself not to use the Stampin' Up! One. But there you have it. Those are my comparisons for 4 different colored inks, or kinds of inks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you guys have any more questions about anything, let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. And otherwise, have a good day and thanks for watching. Bye!